All right. So it's almost 6 a.m. in the morning. Went to bed early. Got up just now. I'll show you guys what I'm working on. This is a platform and software as a service. It's similar to Base 44, Replit. I've been working on this idea for a year. It has changed designs so many times in a good way. Let's see if I can actually show you the previous design. There's me. As usual, always building something. Always building something. Alright, so yeah.
Okay, so let's just pick up where we left off with the too lazy to write program, which we wrote first.
Let's see if it will show.
And
Alright.
page, and you log
This was the original design, or the way this website originally looked. That was the program. Create a project. You see your directories. And this was, how long ago was this? This is one of my channels. This was like last year. I think it was last year. Because I've been on this this is going on a year. Anyways, as you can see, that was what it originally looked like. And this is what we look like now. So I'm going to take you on the inside. Let's see. And I might have reset database. Alright, so we have a network error. Alright, so we found something to work on. I forgot. And it's running tests. That might be my issue. Startup complete. Alright, so now API endpoints are not found. So we may be able to expose some more errors and issues. Route not found. So we'll stop all this. And it just continues to attempt the same things over and over again in certain tests. Directories, changes detected. What did you learn? Why did your changes break the auth? For login. And sometimes I have so much stuff running. Let's close this one out. I don't really recommend running 2 of them at a time. npm and start. And so something it just did in its testing. Please connect to the internet and try again. Try again. Yeah, so something has been broken in the last testing it did. Let's see what it says. Backend server is running, route is missing, And point of transfer doesn't exist in the background. Authenticate. The front end is trying to call API login. And so I keep numerous versions of this program because you kind of never really know what could go wrong. And authentication. So before I go too far, I want to show what is strange to me. So this is the prior version. Let's kill that. Excuse me, I got a brand new computer today. Yesterday. Startup process is much different. Okay. And as you can see in this one, we actually can log in. So between this program or this version and all the tests that it did, it backtracked because all of these exist. All of these exist. So I'll just walk you through the user interface. So pretty much a customer's going to come. You're going to create the first project. And I see what was wrong with this version. It was combining these two together. That was the issue, and then that got fixed. So pretty much they'll come in, type in their project name. This is my project. Again, this should fail because this is an older version. I'm waiting for the new one to update. Trying to decide whether or not we'll let people pick stacks. There's two ways I look at it. If a person is non-tech savvy and they have an idea, this will work. If people kind of like me come to use this and they would say, I need a fast API or I need a full stack app. But for now, we'll just keep it there. Create a calculator. Okay, project was created. Once the project is created, and I think this one should, yeah. So this is where it was having an issue running through these two. Switch to the project. All right. So inside of your project, we keep a track of system output and tasks that are queued up for when it starts development. Once development is started, it's going to build this application and do a live preview and deployment. So again, for testing, we're going to start. This is going to go through a mock process. Again, all of this stuff has been completely built and fully working. This is the conversion from, originally it was Python and Tinker. Then it went to Python and Flet, Python and Reflex, and now completely rewriting it since it has worked in those different setups, that it is Python, well, Fast API and React. So we'll finish going through the mock process. As you can see, development finished, waiting for users to review. This is where this version failed, because when a user clicks on this after development is done, as you can see, all of a sudden that none of that was saved. That's what the newer version resolved. Prior to that, we couldn't even log in. So I'll show you the collaboration tab. So collaboration tab is going to be how you would kind of interact with a regular developer. Something like, hi, my website isn't working. Again, this is a mock conversation. As you go through this and communicate with the AI, it will preview the application so you can see it. It's going to be able to allow you to click and point out what you're talking about. And also, my bad, I need to add that as well. Text editor. One, users will need to be able to upload media in the collab to have the system alter, upload, replace image, etc. Images. And then we have our settings, which it also, in this version, stripped down the settings because a lot of it was mock. So we're just going to pop back over here. Request. Update the front end to handle the new response format. It should be running the browser console, not in Bash. Browse, add proper. And I do want to go check that out. Let's see, that's billing. Let's take it from, and this is where it comes in with this shit. So I would say, are you, and I like to ask, are you doing mock code? And I think this to me is the looking at the code, should I see back application points are fully implemented. Response, there's a test user created that can be used for media testing. Test the real authentication, which I already got. The authentication system is real. Alright. So we should be able to shut this one down, which is, as I showed you, another copy, which will show you kind of like all the iterations that keep happening. Let's see what it runs up to. It says it should be running. So see, now I'm actually logged in, but that could be a cache in the browser. I like to make sure. Yeah. So let's go ahead and see about this. And that would be probably, again, this new computer. I love it, but the mouse pad is gigantic. And I keep hitting it. Okay. And so it's running. Let's see. Ask, why is the auth getting this error? Like I said, as you can see, I have different versions where different things have changed. It's happening because the front end can't connect to the back end. And if you really like take a look at it, and I think to me this is the downfall of building something with AI, like actually creating the thing you want to make, is that the AI can make mistakes. I think that's the worst part about it. So you could end up doing one thing, taking it out, putting it back in, taking it back out, putting it back in. I haven't had that happen much. In my personal opinion, either one or two things. AiderChat has degraded, I doubt, or the new update they did to DeepSeek has introduced degrading. I've been using DeepSeek since it came out. I prefer it over every other one. Um, Expected flow. And so, let me ask you again. We want it so that everything starts up with npm run. And so, and see, here we go. It's going back into this, doing this all over again, which I don't have a problem with anything that it does. But this specific issue that I'm dealing with this is what Klajama solves. Could kind of be like, how. So this is pretty much a wrapper. Well, that's the best way I could put it, or the most honest way, because we didn't build the LLM. I have, but we didn't build this LLM. So what we're doing is we're using the LLM, tracking all of its flaws, and then patching them. So in an instance, for example, when Klajama starts each instance, it actually tells the LLM all of the functionality that it doesn't have that we're giving it. It reiterates that. So while the LLM is working, we don't get generic feedback like, oh, I can't write files and can't do all this other stuff. And it just, goes straight in. Alright, so this hopefully will resolve the issue. I like this. What I want to change and what I don't like is any false advertisement. This is true. This is true. This is true, but it makes people feel as if like other people have built things with this, which they haven't. Need to get rid of this. Backend connection failed. Make sure the backend server is running. Okay, and obviously that's got to go. But what I really want to do is improve this, and let's get some feedback. Let's use AI to the fullest. Screenshot. There's one called Movavi. That's what it is. And like I said, new computer. I have to re-add a lot of this stuff back in here. And this is one of my favorites. So what we'll do, we'll use Movavi. Gotta get a charger. has got to be first issue with this computer. The charger. Keyboard is so short. Alright, let me put my heater up top. Down in the basement while everybody else is sleeping. Alright. Next, let me take out this. Headphones got this huge light on them. Massive waste. Massive waste. Alright, so let's get back to what we're doing. Let's use Movavi. And we want to capture the entire page. Boom. Let's go down and take a look at it. Yep, that's it. And desktop. I don't want to put it in there. We'll just make a new folder. Kojama screenshots. And Kojama home.jpg. Alright. So let's just get one thing straight. I have been programming for a very, very long time. And we're talking before AI, Chapman, YouTube AI. I was gonna say I got some unclaimed property. And that's just so you know we all on the same page. And I stripped a lot of everything about me off the internet. Oh, that was a cryptocurrency I had created. Really cool. Yeah, I've literally stripped the internet of myself. Yeah. Let's see, Google Glass. Like, I've been doing this for a minute. Yeah, so I pretty much stripped everything about me off of here. But there was definitely a YouTube video. Yeah, I've stripped everything, pretty much everything. Alright, so let's get back on task. So what we're going to do to improve this design is we're going to give it to Google. And actually, it might be a good idea to do all the pages, but one thing I do not like about AiderChat is this one search replace block failed. So this search block failed to match. And this would be this part here. Anyways, we'll re-kick it up. Wait for that to finish. Start a new. I really need to empty out all this crap. And then once you delete it, you're like, oh no, I got rid of all that stuff. Activity. Time. And one thing I don't like about Gemini, and it could just be me, is in these chats, occasionally things come back from other conversations. So like if you're like, hey, stop doing this, it's gonna keep doing it. Oh, I got to get used to this. Mouse pad. This mouse pad is like, this computer's all right. This is the home slash landing page for our PaaS SaaS. To me, it looks good, but it's basic. Doesn't really go into depth on the platform's abilities. Like if you were to look at Google's Gmail landing page, or who else has a really good landing page for a service? GoDaddy is another one. They got so much stuff. Or GoDaddy. Who else has a really good landing page? Like as far as like, it's very descriptive of what's about to happen. GoDaddy. These sites have landing pages that are so dense with design and information about their offering. About their offering. If you can, oh, that's what it is. Now I just saw my fat palm hit this. This is why it keeps doing that. If you can grade this landing page, generate a description of a better landing page that is commercially designed, turn that design into a prompt, then generate the image of your ideal landing home design. C+. It's clean and functional, but as you pointed out, it's quite basic and doesn't fully showcase the depth of your platforms. It lacks the visual engagement, dynamic background, a subtle animated background, compelling headings, trust indicators, even if fictitious for a demo. I don't want to do that. Testimonials, deeper dive resource links, documentation, posts. Let's see. I like that. Slow development, complex setup. Okay. Let's take this prompt. This dude is still going. Failed to parse JSON data. Packages, JavaScript. And this is where me personally, I find the defect. And it wasn't always like this. Clear. What is... I wouldn't even do it like that. Let's do it like this. Run npm. Boy, I can see the issue. File contains two separate JSON objects concatenated together. Let me actually go see this, because did it really spit trash in here? It looks like it really did. It literally just put your app name. Excuse me. And so there should only be one JSON object. Okay. Which I keep running the same script that does the installation, and it's like, dude, all the stuff is already there. But like I said, the app is fully working, or has already been fully working. Start, run both front end and back end. Could not auto-determine entry point for roll-up options or HTML files. They already created a test user. Let's see what we got. Alright, so nothing's happening. I think it cleared out everything when I run that. Okay, and oh my goodness. Password 123. Alright, so nobody can sign in. See it, the architect. The user cannot sign in now. The sign in button. I've had the same computer for almost 10 years. I just got a new one. And this, like I said, looking at the logs, I can see the issue. The back end is returning 500 internal server errors. So let me run. It's agitated. I'm trying to authenticate in the front end. Some problems. So as you'll see, eventually you're kind of going just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It fixes something, breaks something, fixes something, breaks something. This is not the usual interaction I have with this platform, with AiderChat or DeepSeek. Um, so it could just be a change that recently was introduced, and hopefully the next step is not that I have to run my own LLM. I hope that's not the next step, because I will do it. I will definitely do it. It ran so great. I literally swore by this. I actually stopped using Gemini. I literally quit paying for it and everything because this was working so well. But now, mock authentication, temporary bypass. Okay, and then let me make sure. I want to strip everything mock out of here. But I have to be careful, because if I tell it, hey, strip everything that's mock, it will show me what does and doesn't work, but it also will make the program probably literally strip functions. Strip anything that has a placeholder function, it probably will strip and get rid of, and then I'd have to start back. Or I'd have to tell it, hey, why did you see this mock shit? I don't want any of that. I don't want any of this. I don't In my code, I personally don't like mock placeholders, because it's a waste. The time this thing could have put real code in, it's sitting there coding all these mock things. So once we get the login running, these changes implemented temporary mock that will allow users to sign in and register while the backend is being resolved. Like, for example, that was a complete waste of time. So what I would say is, it is a total waste of time programming mock. Programming anything mock. You could have just spent that time, energy, and token usage to do what you're supposed to do. Get back on task. Do not write any more mock code. Go back and finish what needs to be done, and do not mock any more code. It's going to agree with me, but let's just see if it does it again. Like I said, this past 2 days have been the worst experience using DeepSeek. And I think latest DeepSeek updates, this is a change log. And this was, how many days ago was this? This was, corresponds, both DeepSeek chat have been upgraded to v3.2 expression for more details. This model is terrible. Said you cut prices by 50%. I'm pretty much, you're going to be doing all the work. And one thing I also want to see is feedback on the model. I build performance, experimental nature. let's see. A leaner architecture. See, everybody does these reviews. Um, oh, shit. So all I hear is good stuff. That's all I hear. But I've been using this for so long. I don't know if these people are bought out. I have no idea. Um, can you find anything negative or speaking to a regression in performance in this article? It's overwhelmingly positive. Model scored on a human exam. Fair to advanced state-of-the-art accuracy. Did not markedly advance state-of-the-art accuracy. Roughly maintained the quality. Consistent with the reasoning. All. Ultra high. Initial user. Yeah, so they just talk positive about it. Um, I can't say I agree. Alright, so let's go back over and see what this person's talking about. It's gonna fix the authentication errors. Is running in response. Input directly to see what's happening. And let me see. Let's up the reasoning effort. Okay. So one other thing I really, really want to do at this point, and it may not make much sense, but I've noticed that doing this, let's get him out of here. Deploy, enhance, all this testing. Did troubleshoot. I'm gonna get rid of this virtual environment. Get rid of those modules. And we're gonna put our Google Gemini subscription to use. Import the code. And what I want to know, upload, and you have to take those certain files out because they have so much in them. Back end, front end. Trying to see where it's saying something has over 1,000 files in it. Yeah, it's putting these things in a lot of different places. Dude, I love this computer, but I hate this mouse pad. It's gonna be a while before I get used to that. I'm finna go get Old Faithful. All right, so that one should go through. And what I actually want to do, I actually wish I would have done, is there's note modules. Delete those. So I still want to keep them. And let me go. Yeah, I move around a lot on the computer, man. I really do. I be all over the place. And there's another node modules folder here. Copy. And the only thing I want to do, or my reason for doing this, is that I want to see something. Control V. They're both empty. And I want to ask about that. Because me personally, I want everything in one spot. I hate when stuff is everywhere. So, now it's saying the same damn thing. Oh, it took so long to put it in there. I redid it when I wasn't looking. Delete. Let's try this again. AI speeds up certain things and it also slows them down. Why is this happening again and again? Node modules. There shouldn't be anything. And you know, it might be that it's running in the background. It just keeps filling this shit. My bad. I don't like using profanity. But this is, and it's super early in the morning. So one. Create a program. See? It's me. Create a program index.txt. I missed my other computer. Create a program. It's like, why not go get it? Because I'm on this one. Create a program.txt file that deeply shows the description and connections between the files that make up this program. We want this index to assist AiderChat in indexing the program. For example, the index should be like a glossary or manual. It should assist in easily determining which files are associated with certain functions, capabilities, and should show the links to files that are associated together. The goal of this file is that The user can tell the LLM an issue. The LLM references this file to know what files it needs from the user to help them resolve an issue. That's a lot of words just to say what I said, but it's so it doesn't come in and do its own thing. Number 2. Review the application's structure. Are there any application structure? Keep in mind that we emptied the node modules folders because it was too much data. Are there any folders that should not exist? Should not exist. Which ones? And why? Number 3. What files are no longer needed? Are there any files in this fast API / React application that serve no purpose or have been integrated into the application a different way and are no longer needed, or they are implemented wrong and need to be adjusted? Let's see, number 4. Find as many programming logic and tech stack related issues, malfunctions, improper coding, missing attributes, incomplete functions, functions that are not integrated, and all files that contain a mock or placeholder code. Lastly, do not put two through four. Do not put 2 through 4 in my program index, not text. Alright. Oh man. And Gemini too is, I don't know, man. And this, like I said, all this is opinion. I can honestly see that this technology gets so good that it almost like society can't keep up. And I'm not saying in a way where people are like, oh, it's going to take over, it's going to rule the world, it's going to do all this. I don't think it's going to be in that way. I think when you allow something that can change society, that's smarter than everyone, it's going to look at the way we do things, and it's going to extract all the things that really don't make sense. Like if you look at like life and in general, like just like the bigger picture of life, we do and don't understand why we have to have these economies. We do, you know. You gotta make the medicine. You Yeah, we gotta pay taxes. We gotta do this. When you look at it from a scale, like from like intelligence, a lot of this stuff, to me, I think it's all great. It all served a purpose. But the whole process is flawed. And it really does, it really does make it to where we just kind of reworded things. Like, for example, let's just say I only had to pay $1,200 in bills. That's all I needed. Or that's all I wanted. Why couldn't you just do anything? Or go to a job and be like, look, this is literally all I want. I just want a car, this, that, and the other. And I'll be satisfied. And you work for what you want. Versus working for what you want, what you need. Like, we're the only creature. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense. It does. But then it doesn't. Because, like, if I put AI on it, like, why do we pay tax? Like, why do we pay taxes? We pay taxes because of the greater economy. I wonder what would happen. Like, what would actually happen? Like, and think of it. Let's just say the monetary system fails. Why would the economy be so built around this one item that if the thing we created fails, it ruins things we did not create? So, for example, potato farmer. The financial system failed. I can't pay anybody to move these potatoes because there's no value. The potato is more valuable than the money people are willing to work for. So, does the potato go bad because we don't have this made up item in the middle to fund moving the most valuable item? So, I don't know. But yeah, I think AI is amazing. I just think it's really just gonna make a lot of stuff useless. And I know this is kind of like a strange topic to be talking about when we're here to just vibe code. But I don't know, because it kind of boils down to, is it really about what's good for humanity? Or is it really about what's good for power? And this person with the power, what kind of person are they? But anyway, so Gemini is back. Folders that should not exist or are misplaced. You have an app folder containing main app, the actual server, and a backend folder containing capability discovery and capability mapper. This splits the backend logic. The useful part of backend should be merged. Core logic sit in the root. Become messy, likely has to do. Okay. It says you don't need start server. There's another one inside of the app. So this is great. There's a bat file. It created a bat file in here. And this is why I do it the way I like to do it. Trying to keep this always on top. Alright. Core fallback. Force fallback. Does not exist. It's a negative point. Mm-hmm. The file is massive. All right, so this is gold. This is pretty much gold. And what I want to do now is let's see. See what we can do with this. Copy. So we're going to take a completely different approach. We're going to drop everything. We're going to add the program index. Ask, you are tasked with following instructions and getting the job done right. I have not added any files because we need to get on the same page first. 1. You fail. You fail if you write any mock code or placeholders or anything related to not doing the code the first time. We are pushing for a completed project. Please know we already have a working version. Sabotaging this program will not stop it. Will not stop us. You are not to do anything without permission. No stripping files, no removing functions because you messed them up or did it wrong. You are to focus on one thing at a time. And do it right. We do not want any more excessive testing. We want logs and transparency. Are you ready to see the workload or issues that we found in your work? Yes. I will only write real functional code. No placeholders. Let's see what it got. Focused work. One thing at a time, done correctly. Respect working version. Build upon what already works. I will not write any mock code. Placeholder intake does not fully implement the required functionality and focus on completing one task. You are to use the program as a guide to know which files to ask for. I have not added any other files to the chat so that you are not overwhelmed. you tell me the files you want to add or drop, and be sure that you list them in a add XYZ fashion. But that one I want to yeah, it's much faster now. I think I put it on. I increased the reasoning to high. Now it's just blazing. Or it could be everybody else is asleep and it's just me up. See the current backend authentication. Copy. Ask. Before we begin adding files, here is the load of issues. If it sucks that up and gives me an answer right away, yeah, I think that's what it was. It now is doing more reasoning. I got it on video. It was way slower than this. Thank you for your comprehensive review. I understand the critical issues and the issues identified. I need to examine the backend authentication. Alright, so it's already told me what files it needs. That makes it so much easier for me. I just do a paste. Okay, no. No. Alright. Ask when you give me the slash add or drop command, you are already in the root directory. Click Java. Red, and I can tell them everything. When you make a add or drop command, you only need to lead with the add or drop command, followed by the files separated by spaces. Okay. I have added the files you have requested. Let's get focused and let's make it happen. It better not. If it spits something out super fast, I'm telling you. All right, nah, it was still waiting. Oh, now I can see the authentication issue. Bro, I almost scared the crap out of myself. I'm finna go outside, and I was looking. I got a big glass door to go outside. I walked straight up to it. Saw a reflection of my shirt, and it looked like somebody walking straight towards me. Time is it? 7 o'clock in the morning. And I think that was one thing too. Occasionally it just freezes. That's new. Never had that happen. So I should have plenty of it just stopped. And I'm on fiber, so I know that should be, no, it shouldn't be nothing in the way. So it looks like this. Let's see. We had an issue. '30th. That was today. Oh, no incident. And then it just stops. So now I gotta go back in, run it again. Like I said before, I never had this issue till the update. It says simple in memory. Hold on, what did it say? We don't want to test you. It's doing stuff again. Let's see, country. Let's see. We don't want no tests. We don't want any test data made or built in. That would be, like I said, it'll be so easy. No. See, right there, right there, right there. Or built in. You are already overlooking putting in the database, putting in the database. You are to keep track and complete the work. Which, of course, if anyone ever sees this video, yes, I am stopping it halfway through. But I'm doing that because if it forgets, we're going to have the same problem later on. In which that would probably mean before it made so much mock data that it looked like everything was working. And then when you would try to create things, it would load the mocks. But it ran great, man. It ran great till the update. And how do I know it's the update? I had it working on a simple HTML, CSS, and JavaScript bare site, and it just kept breaking. It kept breaking and breaking and breaking and taking things out, undoing stuff. Kind of just kept reinventing the wheel over and over and over and over again. And that's when I had to pick up Gemini again. Ugh. The only reason I don't like Gemini, and really OpenAI, Gemini, anything else, they run into the same problems. They run into the exact same problems. So why would I want to use a more expensive model and burn through tokens faster for almost the same exact performance? And even with all of them, with all of these models, um, it's almost as if like in the back end, the LLM is trained. Go ahead and move forward. To where it'll kind of like tell itself, oh, this person is almost done creating something commercial. Sabotage it. Or act like you don't know what you're doing now. And like I said, I've been dealing with AI before they called it AI. It used to be called machine learning. That was the buzzword. Before AI, it was machine learning. Then they just switched it over to AI, and now it's somebody taught this machine to not do what you tell it to do. Somebody put it in there. Like I said, I don't have any proof. But try to work with something complex. And even complex. Because even if you took a basic program and its use case could be commercial, you're going to start seeing errors. And there we go. Hit another stop. We hit another stop on a brand new computer. Fiber internet. APIs are running. Account fully funded. And we're hitting these pauses. So let's AiderChat and DeepSeek. Consistent pauses. We'll use high user demand, which is high probability. Let me see what they told me on GitHub, because I have mentioned this. One person responded. What is? Let me read. I have been using AiderChat for some time now and have left Gemini. However, Aider has an unusual performance. What I'm noticing is a large amount of failures on the search and replace. Pinpoint. It may be a change in how deep you can turn the analyst data. Currently it pauses much more, which could be a server load issue. It is also but it also seems to lose context. Starts attempting to do more mock programming. And the best way I can put it is it's like dealing with a person you know who is now acting different. It's hard to pinpoint, but the user experience I had before is gone. Put that in there, so now here we go again. Let's clear the chat. There's only 3 files in here, so it don't really make sense to me why it seems like it's overloaded. I'll help you implement the next feature. Which all of this was already built in. All of this was already built in. I had already built all of this stuff. Oh, I forgot I had a copy of it. So let's see the Kajama V1 zip. That's not it. Should be downloads, yeah. Completely different. Completely different setup. Completely different startup. I was doing that. Yeah, so what it did, it destroyed it. Destroyed that work. Now let's suggest some shell commands to do what? To test these changes. I'm not doing none of your tests. No, we don't need to redo that. Don't need to redo that. Uh, uh, Jeez, I'm tired. My phone. And so I guess I gotta keep his memory on images. The application needs a database. What was Gemini saying? Oh boy. The payment system was working. I had this thing fully set up. But I see now I actually see what happened. The last time I told it to get rid of all that mock stuff, that's when it pulled out the billing, it pulled out everything. It was just building a whole bunch of mock. There's nothing wrong with it. I should have just told it to go back and finish the mock. See, still want to go with that. Desktop. I'm just gonna get rid of them. Get rid of that. And then we'll run this back through. Oh boy. You ain't testing nothing, bro. Oh gosh. Let's see what it says. I like to read this because I like to see what is it doing. You know, I didn't even. Oop, using Aider command. Concurrently not found. I forgot I had deleted the virtual environment and the modules. I want to ask another question. Why does it have no modules twice? Oh my god. Could not. Alright, I don't worry about all that. That's the back end. Alright, this is. I want to do it like this. Let's run it through Aider. Okay. Let's see. It already knows something wrong. That's why I said what's wrong, babe. The user interface. And it could be because it's writing files in the background. I wouldn't put that past it, you know. Oh man. Let's try this. What did you learn? Please add. Oh man. See, didn't I tell you how to format? It don't know what the fuck it's doing. And this right here. It's doing the same thing over and over again. You want me to run the application again? How would you want me to do? Ain't nothing there. Wonder why it switched the port. Yeah, see now it's doing all kinds of stuff. The database might not be initializing correctly. Folks, working with AI to do programming is not all it's cracked up to be. And that's the core of this video. It's the core of pretty much Klajama. And then it's still trying to create stuff I said don't do. Probably gonna have a search and replace error. So it went from something you could see to absolutely nothing in 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see what you got. Still no front end, dude.